Welcome back to the Seaboard Central, everyone. Sorry this update's taken so long, but I've been extremely busy and haven't really had a lot of time for working on the layout. Been working on some other things though, and I'll get to those in just a minute. But here's something that was added. It was a Christmas gift, this American flag from Woodland Scenics, and I decided to add it to the ethanol facility. In addition to the flag on the pole at the ethanol facility, I also got a couple of smaller flags. So I added one to the house scene that's near the front of the layout, and also another one downtown. I really like the looks of these flags. Look like they're flapping in the wind, and it adds another extra layer of realism. So Woodland Scenics did a good job on these, and I'm a proud American that's glad to have them on my layout. Another addition that's been added to the Seaboard Central are these 3 Athearn Genesis locomotives. Now these are just regular locomotives without the decoders. Since Athearn uses the Soundtrax decoder brand for their locomotives, I opted to get just the non-decoder equipped locomotives so I can add the ESU Loc Sound decoders to them. And hopefully all 3 will get scale sound system speakers. So look forward to these in future Seaboard Central paint schemes and a future update. One question that I got in the comments on a previous video had to do with these microengineering switches and how to make them work better. And one of the things you can do is you can file the points. And this way, especially if you use cars with the more realistic Code 88 narrow wheel treads, they won't have a tendency to pick the points as much. So in order to do that, first you need to get a flat edge file, and with the rail holding up next to the stock rail, you want to gently just file the points, but not too much pressure. And you can file those points smooth, and then switch the points to the layout and do the other one. Make sure it's up against the stock rail when you do this. And that sharpens those points. Just take your time, and the turnout will work a lot better after you do this. Since we're talking about turnouts, let's take this time to talk about layout design. And I'll show you where I actually messed up with the design on this layout. A lot of times you'll hear mention people track work with a flow. And here's where I made the mistake. As around this curve, coming towards the yard, you'll notice it goes straight out of a curve into a switch, and it makes an S curve here. So if you follow the curve, it goes through here and actually makes an S curve, and there's a potential for a derailment here. Now how I could have made this better is by actually moving the switch to start about a car length in the straight to give the wheels of the cars and the locomotive a chance to straighten out before they enter the turnout. Or I could have done something different, which I'll do on a future version of the Seaboard Central. Here's a track plan idea for a possible future version of the Seaboard Central. And in this area you can see the downtown Griffin area, which instead of being accessed from this side will actually be accessed from the other side. Now to avoid the same problem as before, I've actually moved the turnout to the other side of the curve, just to this side of Main Street crossing. This way the track work has a lot better flow to it. So as the cars go around the curve, they can come out, and the curve can go straight into the turnout to the straight. And up at the top part, instead of having a left-hand turnout, I can actually have a right-hand turnout, which I can curve into North Yard Track 1, and then another right-hand turnout to North Yard Track 2. And so this gets rid of the S-curve issue. And the wheels on the locomotives and the cars should track much better, and it'll have a natural flow to it. just as you can see from the opposite track as it comes and goes through the crossover and into the yard. Similar to how I have it here. As the cars come through here, they can track easier through this crossover and into the yard. So hope this makes sense to you and something to consider when designing your layout. Something to keep an eye out on my eBay page are these 3 Walthers cars that I'm selling. And I've custom weathered these, added the safety stripes. These are just surplus cars that I need to get rid of to make room for some newer cars that's coming to the roster. With the cement cars, these were actually lettered for a different company, and I stripped that off, repainted them, decaled them for Southdown Cement, and they've got some custom weather decals from Weathering Solutions, in addition to weathering mediums such as airbrush, pan pastels, oils, you name it. Even simulated cement on the roof of the cars. And so be sure to check these out if you're interested. I need to make some room on the layout, and so I'm getting rid of some of my older stuff. So these will make a good addition to your layout. In addition to the cars, I've got some locomotives for sale. I just need to get rid of these. These are surplus locomotives. They're Athearn ready to run locomotives, and I had these 2 CSX units actually sold, but guy won a bid on eBay for them. Then he changed his mind, said he was going to go to O-scale instead. So I've got them. I've tested them. They run fine, and so look for them. I've got some more locomotives too, and some decoders on the Seaboard Central eBay page. So be sure to check that out. So let's finish this video with a little bit more rail fanning action, and I hope to see you again soon on the Seaboard Central.